nodes are humming, systems gonna overload. We got clusters making magic in the line. Funkified computing.
Okay.
Hey, hello Ed. This time I see you.
Right. We're here with 10,000 other people.
Yeah. So this is Clusterfunk
Episode 6.
or we could say episode not repeatable because
We're here at Kubecon in Atlanta, and we've been here all week, meeting lots and lots and lots of people. We're sitting on the far end of the exhibit hall, so it's all behind us. As you can see, to infinity, basically.
yeah, it's huge, enormous. And on Monday I have my presentations. So here I was as
They
a
went well.
speaker. They gave me a lot of things here. Kubestronaut ambassador. I'm popular.
You are. You're like a Russian general with all
Yeah, Russian. Maybe a Star Trek general better.
Yeah, Star Trek.
These times it's better to avoid.
Okay, so we've got a plan for today. This is a little bit different than we normally do it because we needed to do it while the conference was going, so we could show that. KubeCon, it's the biggest event of the year for Kubernetes people. They do it all in multiple locations every year, but this is the US version. There were, like everything else in our lives these days, AI was a big part of this conference. Everybody was talking about their AI version of something, but we wanted to go underneath that rather than just get sucked into an AI discussion about how it's going to change things for Kubernetes and talk about just other things that got reinforced at this conference that are important. So once again, just to back us up a little bit, let's go through our introductions and talk about Veritas a little bit. So I'm Ed Fullman. You usually see me with my goggles on. I've been unmasked. I'm head of our solution delivery. I'm Chief Solution Delivery Officer for Veritas Automata. And that means I'm in charge of what we bring to our clients as far as solutions and the teams that do the work and all that strategy and so forth. Fabrizio?
Yeah, I'm Fabrizio Sgura. I'm the chief engineer at Veritas Automata. And apart of Kubernetes, I like all the products that are around in that and also the technology, the things that we do with trust in automation, truth in automation, everything. So yeah. I will not repeat that.
Well, we're a technology company, and we do have specialization in Kubernetes and CNCF technologies and projects.
Also Linux, Windows, we do everything.
That's right. We do a lot of work in Microsoft technologies as well, and we're focused primarily in the life science industries, but also in other regulated industries where we can leverage our experience with building those kinds of systems.
And here it has been very nice to also have confrontations and nice constructive conversation with people that are living in the same world with us, having this kind of approach to the community that is giving really a power, another gear, an additional gear to keep doing what we do with the emerging technologies, not just Kubernetes and AI, but all the things that are related to the landscape and scenario. Here is very good because we could meet the people that are behind the maintenance of programs, the people that are supporting the message for the worldwide spreading, and also the organization that is very interesting to see. I think it's very important to come here once, at least, also being sales engineer or whatever, because you will really feel that this is not going to come to an end. it is really growing fast, and emerging technologies are always embraced by the community as something that is not just a challenge, but as something that becomes owned,
Yeah.
and they need to effectively put a lot of guidelines, way of managing products and similar, and that is a warranty for the end user. Actually, this is an event that is done for end users, so for people that are using the technology that is driven by the CNCF as projects, and they can ensure that there is someone behind that in the open source community that is actively participating to these kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, I think something that you said to me the other day, it would be impossible at this point for one company to walk away with Kubernetes, or one company goes out of business and it takes Kubernetes with it. That's that's happened to other, like, I guess, technologies, even technologies that are in the same or arena as Kubernetes, like VMware, where it gets bought and puts the entire community in jeopardy because of, just changing business objectives. Which, if you buy a company, I suppose you can do it. That's not going to happen with Kubernetes.
Absolutely. And also for me, it has been an evolution also on the personal side, because I joined the real part related to technology for the CNCF in the 2023 actively. I was working on every technology related earlier, but not really involved in the community, participating to events, just looking at uh, all they were doing, but from a distance. Now, in let's say 2 years, I would say that I had great achievements because I become a Kubestronaut with certifications for the company to showcase our abilities. In our company, there are 4 Kubestronauts working together and happily exploring the space of Kubernetes,
Two ambassadors.
and now ambassador too. So that means that I joined Gerardo basically to the program of the CNCF ambassador. That is less technical, is more about giving a message, but without the ambassadors, the community will not be known worldwide. And all the things that are related to the projects. We were at the project pavilion here when you can find the incubating sandbox and also graduated projects that are having the option to showcase their product. And then you meet the big guys like SUSE, Red Hat, IBM, Google, Microsoft. The list is very long, but basically people that are putting their business here as a showcase, and they're showing us the technologies that they are pointing to. Most of them are including AI because that's normal.
Yeah.
Everyone has something, but there is also something that I was watching in the keynotes from the community, and we are trying to find a pattern to use the models on top of Kubernetes from whatever provider they are for our own solution scalable. There is the Knative project that has been graduated, and they are really working on top of the agentic behavior. Then K-Agent that has been donated by Solo.io. Already, the message, it was already in Salt Lake. We heard about that the last year at the Kubecon. Then I was in London, and it was remarked. They do a great job. So being part of this is just like entering more and more in a context when you really have to participate. Also, you are not maintaining, you are not an ambassador, you are not a customer yet, but why not try? I mean, you were here, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
We cannot walk anymore. We have the muscles exhausted.
I actually did a sit down coding lab with gRPC.
Uh-huh.
I had fun with that. Got it to work from scratch. Yeah, I mean, there's something for everybody here. I think for me, this meeting is about becoming more informed about not just our partners that we currently have, but other companies who we could partner with that could create new options for our clients. And we're going to go into a segment now about um, project spotlights, and we're going to talk about a project that is just coming up that you're involved with. And then we're going to talk about a potential partner, some people that we talked to from Nutanix, and I could give you my perception anyway of how they're positioning the company versus our current partner in that space, which is SUSE and their products, which are also, they announced some things over the conference. So that's going to be, why don't we just jump into that piece?
Yeah. So this was because of the ambassador program. I gave my availability to the team of the ambassadors and organizers to be here. And so there was a specific event that is called the Contrib Fest, where all the people that are having their project in the CNCF landscape available, they are also able to book a space to showcase how you can contribute. So the main goal is the contributing examples or exercises that people joining to the tutorial will be able to complete in 1 hour. And so I participated with KHB. That was a project we already tried in the company. It was not really fulfilling what we were needing at that time because we were doing a sort of distributed system for our use case, and it was more a cooperative cluster with failover. But showcasing the project, having more conversational parts with the maintainer and the creator, Yuri Tsarev, I was able to enter more in the context. And there was a discussion there that we had with other people that were interested in doing the same initial distributed system approach. I was saying, why not thinking that when days ago we had the outage on AWS that was practically preventing you to use your systems and Kubernetes clusters there, if you would have been a backup in another cloud provider or in another region of AWS using this specific product, you would have been able to solve that outage. And that is just an example because I want to mention that because it's something that I was living there and you were there with me. So
yeah, it was pretty impressive. You did this Star Wars like you just you said something to him and he finally got the message, and it was
the Jedi
magical.
approach.
The Jedi approach. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, you don't need to see our papers, that kind of thing. So
No,
it was good.
Yeah, really.
But he got the
inspiring.
message. Yeah, he got the message, and I think it was great for the maintainer that was there because he was there as
I
a
spent 1
contributor.
day with him.
Yeah,
He is now bored about me.
he was learning how to sell his own product.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So generally here there are a lot of people that are technical like me, and we are not really good on sales. Or maybe I am. They say I am. I'm neutral. I prefer to hit keys, but
Yeah,
I
so
showcase
but
my
it was good.
enthusiasm.
I think it's good. I think it's a great value proposition that the ambassadors bring to the people on these projects.
Yeah, that's correct.
Even if they're experienced, it's another experienced set of eyes to look at a project and give feedback, do an explanation the way you would do it of that kind of product. So that was pretty cool.
And now we can say that if someone needs backup or failover on KHB, that's the right solution to avoid outages when the cloud provider is not working.
Actually, I was at lunch talking to somebody about that exact problem. Sent him over to the booth, which is
We found a way here.
yeah, it's the way to be at this conference. So let's shift gears, keep going, and I'll talk about Nutanix a little bit. So Nutanix has been around for over a decade, and their positioning of their product over that time has matured and changed with the market. And their positioning now is actually, I think, interesting for us. You know, because of where KubeVirt is today as a project and it's gaining momentum, everybody's talking about, a lot of people are talking about KubeVirt, right? But the guys that have been around, like Nutanix, for a while, they're hyper-converged. They don't really see themselves in the same way as VMs running on Kubernetes, right? They see themselves as hyper-converged. They're bringing things together. But the main thing that I thought was interesting about their position in the product was it's kind of different than the KubeVirt solution from this perspective. Rather than learning about Kubernetes and teaching your whole organization to do Kubernetes, they're trying to position themselves in the middle,
Yep.
right? Where you can do things the way you used to do them with VMware, not be on VMware, but be on their product, and you don't have to retrain your people, right? I think that's a valuable proposition to somebody who's got a handful of containers and 90% of their work is on virtual machines that they don't want to mess around with. So it'll be business as usual for them. And I think that's a good value proposition for some clients. I think they see the end result is they'll have to support like full containers like in, I don't know, 10 years, maybe VMs go out of circulation or something like that as a concept. But I think they see the near term for themselves as very much in the middle between VMware and KubeVirt on the other end, and they're going to play this middle ground.
Yeah, I feel that there is always a use case generally, but Nutanix is doing what is the, let's say, consequence of this VMware eclipse that we had. And there are many companies that are doing that.
Yeah, that's
Probably
true.
on the commercial side, if I would be a decision maker or someone that is going to be deciding on what to do, because I have virtual machines, I don't know if I would go from VMware to Nutanix personally. I would hear what they have to propose in a showcase like this, and I would start thinking, is it good or better to build a team for my own things? I can manage KubeVirt in a generalized way, virtualization, containers, what I really need, migration of the virtual machines to containers, or keep using the virtual machines in an environment that is provider agnostic. That is a decision that really it's not something we can say here, I will go for that. It depends on many factors.
Yeah.
But at least we have the alternative. We can explore the fact that VMware dead is not the death of virtual machine.
Yeah.
We have a lot of other things, and I said VMware dead, but it's just being acquired by Broadcom. In front of Nutanix, they have the booth.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see
very
that
close.
VMware and Nutanix, they were practically there, and they are proposing the same thing. Running mixed workloads, virtual machines, containers, additional things that we can add. We actually do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we work on that too, and we are not having a booth here. But
I think, you know, I understand why you would say that's probably not the right thing. Like if you were, you know, in charge of a company, because you know you've been living and breathing Kubernetes for a long time. But I think sometimes for our clients, we need to be adaptable to what they want to do. What if they had a Nutanix environment, they needed our help on some things? I mean, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So it's the kind of thing that I was doing at this conference, which was kind of trying to reaffirm our partnership, and we'll talk about SUSE, where we did that, reaffirm partnerships, and then also seek out new potential partnerships like Nutanix. So with that, let's move into SUSE, because they had some exciting
I love
things. Yeah, I know you do. And, you know, they're doing some cool stuff with AI, right? AI was kind of like at the top of the masthead for.
On top of Rancher.
Yeah. Yeah, AI and Rancher.
When we were there talking with them at the side, there was the engineer showcasing SUSE Edge. So
Yeah.
they were having an internal there
Yeah,
put,
right.
and it was clustered with other things from Rancher and from the solution of SUSE Edge. So they are working on something that for me is very important for our current solutions, because we are seeing a lot of problems coming out from the cloud providers. Sometimes they solve our problem, but then when it's time for being critical, something will happen that could be the game changer, because we say, oh, I haven't thought about option for facing that problem that happened on the cloud side, and now I have to move out. What I do is too late. SUSE is providing flexible solutions, so they are not a cloud provider. They are more a solution, a global solution provider. They have a lot of things inside. So in the context that we have in the conversation, it was very nice to see that they are open to support the same way that CNC is doing
Yeah.
projects. So we can work with them, proposing something that a customer could need. So we build a solution on top of the customer needs, and then we go to SUSE and we talk with them and we say, can you certify this?
Right.
And they will say to us, yes or no,
That-
depending.
Yeah, I don't think that was new, but new to us, I guess. Is
Probably,
a
well,
strategy.
we were already talking about that years ago,
Yeah.
but now it's becoming
It's
real.
real. Yeah, that's probably what's really what. It's exciting because, uh, you know, getting a solution certified is a valuable is a value for us.
I
That's
like
the
SUSE
business
for another reason, Ed, also. They, in the requirements, when I asked what operating system should be used, they said, use what you want. It's not important. The solution itself will use the products that we do, but if you decide to go for Ubuntu or Red Hat or SUSE operating system, it's fine. We will not
Yeah,
look at that
right.
detail. We want to see how you use Kubernetes, Rancher, and the other things.
Right.
And obviously, you have to start with Rancher. But what is under the cover, they are not against your options.
Right.
That's very flexible. It's quite unique, I think.
Yeah, I think more than anybody else at the conference, they seemed to believe that adaptability and flexibility was important of the big guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, at the show.
And they haven't paid us for saying this.
No,
It's really-
unfortunately, they don't pay us.
not yet.
Maybe they'll be a sponsor of Clusterfuck at some point.
Oh, there is also a SUSECon that we could consider doing another episode of Cluster Funk if we go. I think it's on April or March.
A
May,
SUSE
April.
con?
Yeah, SUSECon is next year, April. I
Very
have
cool.
my KCD Panama, so I will not be able probably to go there, but it's a nice thing.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that when you do talk to partners, you're really hoping that they're going to do something nice for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like accommodating to people like us,
Future requests.
like the
please do
marketplace.
this.
And I did feel like the SUSE approach is getting maybe better at some level. I mean,
They hear our voice.
yeah, more aligned. Let's put it that way. It wasn't that it was bad. It's just that they're more aligned. It's maybe easier to align with them, easier to be a partner with them. And you know, I think that was an important thing I was looking for. I was also reconnecting with Microsoft people. We do a lot of work in Microsoft technologies, and you know, it's about becoming part of their velocity, right? I mean, they're doing things, and if we're aligned to it, how can we help, and how can we you know, share in their velocity as much as we can. So before we start to wrap up here, the next segment here is really kind of about KCD Panama. We wanted to get in here, some discussion about that, and just what it is and what's your role with it, Veritas with you. So if you could just tell us a little bit about that.
So the story is very long. I will be very brief because it will be compacting something that started 2 years ago. When I approached the community, I thought that being me a Panama resident, I would have been liking to support the community. At that time, there was a community in Panama, but it was all almost frozen. They were not really active. Then we discovered why, not because of the community itself or the product, but the strategies. Here, in example, the best talks are those talks that are lighting, effective. The message is given in 10 minutes and people will get that understanding. The more context is becoming complex and advanced, the more the people will become bored. You will see yawning face, fish eye, and similar problems. So I think that a community chapter like that one that we restarted in Panama in June this year needs to focus on people first. And with people, I mean professional people, people that are contributing in projects, but why not start knowing them from the real life perspective? So we decided to go for meetups and interviews that are really talking about them, how they were born, where, what they did, and why they became professionals. So we can meet the people of the community, and especially of Panama, invite guests from worldwide, not thinking about Spanish, English, whatever. We are language agnostic. Obviously, if we have a Chinese, we will ask for a translation, but the way we want to consider the message is really global, worldwide, globalized. So at that point, I restarted with my friend Jesus Aguirre, the community of Panama. We had a first meetup. We had 80 previous members from the previous community. Now we have 200 and we have 1,200 followers in LinkedIn, and it's just 5 months. That's because the technology is something that people, professional people working on the Kubernetes ecosystem and cloud native things, they are sensitive. So personally, what's my goal for that? KCD Panama 2026, April 23rd. The date could change lightly, but of 2 or 3 days. It's a Wednesday. We want to do a corporate event for companies, and for this reason, we decided that we want to include who is the co-character on my adventure, that is the company we work with and for, it's Veritas Automata, because we did this together. So I was involved in the conferences. I presented real case scenarios that we have in our real life. I learned also more about technologies studying for the CNCF certification to give the company a better position in terms of visibility and credibility. And we want to prepare a keynote there to express how we did it. So that will be a chapter that will come. I don't want to extend too much that, but we will give a 30-minute presentation with also you invited to be there to communicate. Yeah, it's a panel, maybe, to communicate how a company can really benefit from the CNCF, the community, the Linux Foundation training programs, improving not just the personal knowledge of people, but the culture. And that is very important because by culture, we grow companies. By individuals, we just create something for that moment, but there is no real continuity if we don't do something for the group. We know that building teams and having them working together is probably the biggest challenge that we have in real life, in professional life. Individuals are always proud to be individuals, but if they achieve common goals and super success, then they will become really having a common intent for the ecosystem they work for, the projects. And I think we achieved that because of all of these experiences organizing KCD. Then there is Gerardo that is already at the third edition of the KCD Costa Rica, the next one. He already did too. We were presenting and participating with him, not on the organization itself, but sponsoring, being present. And I think these are big achievements, not just for our company and our way of doing things, but for the visibility that you can get from the community.
Yeah, I think it's great, and it underscores our commitment to the entire community of Latin America, all the countries we work from, and in some cases. So, I think it's fantastic that this is all coming
In my panel here, you remember the first day, I presented a panel that I submitted at the backstage con for the future of developer portals.
Right.
It was really easy to talk about the future because we don't know what will happen. So there is no wrong answer. It was me from Panama, Colombia, and Italy because I have the three natures. Then there was Graziano from Italy, Cherry from Albany, New York State, here in the US. Then we had Gerardo Lopez from Costa Rica and Abhinav Dubey from India. 5 people from 5 different parts of the world with a big message about the future.
It was wonderful. Well, that's a wrap on Kubecon 2025. It was another great year, I think.
Yeah.
Another great conference. I think, achieved a lot of stuff that we've never achieved before as a company in one of these. And you've been leading the way on that, so thank you for doing that.
Thank you. It has been nice also to get rid of the problems of the aviation here in the US.
Yeah.
We were flying over the
We may
flights.
actually get home, but there's 4-hour lines at
I'm
Atlanta.
still pending. I had my flight to Cincinnati in 5 hours, so I'm coming back to the headquarters, or more or less, it's not a real headquarters, but
That's
where
the
we are.
center of excellence.
Yeah,
in Cincinnati.
exactly. So
Amazing.
I'm coming back there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, well, thank you very much from Kubecon. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Next class episodes.